What's up, buddy? We're back and we're talking about everybody's favorite movie, Black Panther 2. I've been getting a lot of grief in my comments. A lot of people really want to hate this movie for some reason. As I said, I liked the movie, but the movie has some flaws. It's not a perfect movie. And I want to talk about some of those flaws. I don't want to talk about them reasonably. Because in about a week, you're going to get a million guys going, this movie is a complete disaster. Blah. Okay. If you want to watch those guys, there's a million of them. But let's talk about a part of the movie that fails, that was disappointing. But let's talk about it reasonably, because I don't think it destroys the entire movie. It's just a big misstep for Black Panther 2. We're going to talk about it. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. And let's talk about Riri Williams. Now, first of all, Riri is a bad name for a character. Okay, because when I hear Riri, like, I hear a developmentally disabled individual saying those words. Is that bad? That's like a meme. Okay, whatever. I feel bad now. Now, in the comics, she's a very smart young girl. I think in the comics, she started off like 12 years old. In the movie, she's 19. Thankfully. God, I'm so tired of like little kids who are like master engineers. I thought it was so stupid in Iron Man 3 when he meets a little kid version of himself. It was the stupidest thing. Anyway, she obviously inspired by Iron Man makes her own set of kind of Iron Man armor. Now, here's the thing is I don't know what this is, because this looks terrible, I think. It's not great. For some reason, Americans have not nailed mecha design. Okay, because when I think of like mech suits, I think, man, you know who like knocks that stuff out of the dang park is Japan. Look at something like this. That's pretty cool. Okay. You know what's a great design I love is like Metal Gear Solid, the Cyborg Ninja. It's like this perfect mesh of like, you know, you have the military stampings on it. So it almost looks like real military hardware, but then, you know, these very cool and distinct lines. I look at this and I'm like, why does this look so lame to me? That being said, if you thought the comic book suit was lame for Ironheart, here's the real problem. The suit in Black Panther 2 is like just terrible. Now, I'm not supposed to spoil the movie, but Marvel actually spoiled it themselves by releasing this Hong Kong only trailer. One of the big things from the movie is you know, you get all hyped up to see what the Iron Man armor is going to look like, the Ironheart armor, and it's supposed to be a secret. It's a big spoiler, but they just went and put it in a trailer, so it's not a spoiler anymore. Now, there are actually two different Ironheart armors in the movie, so when they meet her in the garage, she has the kind of cobbled together, just crap armor. So some things I said in my review is that the CG is bad. Like, here, look at how dark this is. I can't even really tell what's going on. That's her. She's got the goggles on, but she's, like, out of focus. It's blurry. And I think this is to hide the fact that the CG looks bad. Whenever CG looks bad, you go, well, just add more blur to it so that the audience can't tell how shitty it looks. And that was one thing, even in the theater, even in full, and I saw it in IMAX. Even in IMAX, I was like, I can't even tell what her armor looks like. It's so dark. But it looks like crap. I mean, the Iron Man Mark 1 suit, the one he built in the cave, looked cooler than this. I also said, I don't know how the heads-up displays look terrible. Because this is another thing you got out of the Iron Man movies, where, you know, you see his face in the suit, he's looking at all his heads-up displays. A couple different characters had these, and they just look cheap. It's like a cheap-looking effect. Again, Iron Man 1, which is, you know, over a decade old at this point, actually looked better than the CG here. Now, one problem we brought up is that the movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes long, which is kind of a lot of movie. And when you have a movie that long, it's full of action sequences. You have all these different CG units working on the film at once. Some of them are going to do a good job. Some of them are not. Now, these suits you see here, again, see how they blur the ever-loving crap out of it? It's everything. Motion blur, motion blur. You might get, if you're lucky, you'll get a little bit of a focus around the head or something. What's funny is that one character in the movie, this is the two Wakandan warrior ladies have been given this crazy Iron Man type armor. And they one of them even comments, she's like, this is the ugliest looking thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. Like, I'm with her. Why didn't you design, again, something? How hard is it to design a cool mech suit? I see cool mech suits on, art sites or getting posted on Instagram all the time as concept art. That these felt super disappointing. But now here comes Ironheart. And this is the movie's climactic battle. And it works in terms of the plot. As I said in my review, like, the plot of this movie is fairly solid. But the action scenes are definitely sloppy. And this is our look at the Ironheart Mark II armor that Riri Williams is wearing. Again, full motion blur constantly. Because the second you see it, look, it's so blurry. It's like they don't want you to see it. I know that there's motion blur in real life. All right, but here it should be completely in focus. There it is. That's your one in focus shot. Guys, this looks terrible. This is not cool at all. Compare this to the Iron Man armor. I mean, my God. Like, this is cool, clearly. We know this is cool. Look at that. This looks so much better. It looks like a designer sat around and thought about how all the pieces would fit together and all the different lines and whatever else. And then we look at Ironheart, and it looks like a big rubber action figure. Like, there's no detailing lines here. There's no detailing lines here. The shape of the head. Oh my God, does she have cyber cornrows? She does. I didn't even realize the helmet has cybernetic cornrows. Oh, why is that? And then this is supposed to be a heart emblem because she's, again, Ironheart. Doesn't even look like a heart. It looks like a big V. And then I think this thing on her back, these like weird I think this is supposed to make a heart as well. But it doesn't look like a heart. It just looks... It looks terrible. This looks like a first draft. Okay, this looks like the CG animators were like, okay, well, here's the rough draft, and then we'll add the details in later. And they're like, oh, the movie's got to come out in a week. We'll get to it. Here's the action figure, which I guess gave us a look at the design. But I want to say here, like, this actually almost looks a little bit better than what it looked like in the movie. Here you can see there's like this gold thing separating the brow line. That looks like it's gone here. This is all black. So they clearly changed the design slightly. Again, I don't know about this heart symbol. Again, if it's Ironheart, you should have made a heart, not this flying V. And the giant jetpack behind her, which again, I think is supposed to be in the shape of a heart. It just looks bad to me. All of this, yeah, like here you can really see how much this doesn't look. The shape of the legs, like why would you make the legs end in these giant? It looks like she has horse legs, like horse hooves here. Oh my God. So yeah, in terms of the disappointments of Black Panther 2, the CG is bad, the mecha suit design is bad, and it's really confusing because it's like Marvel can hire anybody they want. There are fantastic guys out there who are doing fantastic mech concept art. I guarantee there's fan art of Ironheart that probably looks cooler than this. But they went with this design, in which, again, in the CG, you guys will see it if you go to the theater. It looks like it's made out of rubber. It doesn't even look like it's made out of metal. Like, look, there's no reflections. You should have reflections of the clouds or something on the armor, reflections of the people around her if it's supposed to be this shiny, polished piece of armor. There's nothing. It looks flat. Another thing that's interesting is that she has, like, a sports car in the movie. So why didn't she design her armor to look like her sports car? That would have made a thematic link. I mean, it's the same color. She had a red car, and I guess her armor's red, but they don't share any of the same design cues at all. I can't believe she has cyber cornrows. That seems... Oh, okay, that's a little much there. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about about this armor. But I was ultimately very disappointed. I think it looks like crap. I think it is one of the big disappointments of the movie. A lot of the CG is bad. And also, when she takes off the face mask and reveals her face, I swear to God, the face is not tracked to the fake CGI helmet. It felt like her face was moving independent of the suit. But I will say, I still like the movie. But we do need to acknowledge the flaws. And let's acknowledge the flaws like adults. A great movie can have problems. We can talk about the problems and still go, but it's still a good movie. And that's what's important. I think that's something that's missing from film criticism. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Check out my comic book over at superkiller.org. And take care of yourself, guys. Not a good looking piece of armor. Not good.